in place to keep us in chains. By a show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough. Day after day, we're just working it all away. They keep poking the bear, and they're bound to get made. So I'll raise my glass for the hard-working class. Keep your fires burning hot. We can't be silent.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
And welcome everybody to Suck It! I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome. Derek, how is everybody tonight? It is a thirsty Thursday on this 27th day of August in the year 20. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Sorry about the my tardiness on my part here this morning, or this afternoon, or evening, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know. My computer took a shit and wouldn't boot up. I don't even know what the hell was going on, but I'm here. But you know, it is what it is. So, how's everybody else's Thursday going? Going well? Did we enjoy the Republican National Convention? No, me neither. But I think I made my my feelings known on that last night. You know, Trump and his bitch daughter, fucking Tiffany. But regardless, tonight's a new night. Tonight's gonna be a fun night, because not only do I have a special guest, an Anna Baby, coming on here momentarily, but I have a performance from the Foglings later on in the show. So another fun-filled, action-packed Thursday for you guys. So, let me find out where my guest is, because I want to talk to her. Just looks like she's running a little behind too. I think it's everybody, you know, just that waiting day, you know, waiting for the weekend. So let me tell you about what's going on with me while I wait on my guest. So if you remember a couple weeks back, my air conditioning went out. And guess what? It went on again. And these motherfuckers were making me wait like forever. So now I've been out of air conditioning since Tuesday. And it's not being fixed until tomorrow. And yet, they can't seem to understand why I'm fucking upset. It's 100 fucking degrees outside today. Yeah, even in fucking Northern Virginia, it is 100 fucking degrees outside today. And yet, ARS is like, you know, we're sorry. We're understaffed today. Okay, that's all great. But the part came in yesterday and nobody called me. It took me having to call you guys this morning for me to even know this. But, you know, I digress. It is what it is. So, I will not talk about that shooting. I will not talk about the rioting. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I'll bitch about Trump and I'll bitch about everything else. But I'm not even going to touch on that because it's just not cool. and everybody else is talking about it. I'm not gonna. Want to talk about Britney Spears being held captive? We can talk about that. That's some weird shit, isn't it? Fucking Britney Spears and her, secret message fucking TikToks. Call 911 and shit. That's. I don't know about that one either, but it is what it is. See, this is what happens when guests are late. And I have a full show of guests and musical performances and stuff like that, and I don't prepare a monologue. just ramble on. But that's cool. She'll be on in a second. So, while we're waiting on her, let me tell you about her. Because she's kind of got a cool story. And I want to talk about her because she deserves to be talked about here. All right, so my guest tonight, with talent, beauty, and charisma, it's certain that Anna Baby is undisputedly one of the most promising and highly sought artists in 2020. Being in a male-dominated industry is a non-factor and will not impede on Anna Baby's ability to separate herself from the rest of an era where female rappers are spreading their word and making a substantial impact on the music industry. The Bronx native's gritty street edge and sex appeal, coupled with her thought-provoking punchlines, have led to the single Ride to stand at number 162 on the global top 200 chart for online radio during its third week in rotation. Anna teamed up with platinum producer Trilogy, who is known for the work he has done with artists like Chris Brown, to produce a catchy and probing new tune known as Ride. Anna Baby has performed in front of over 10,000 roaring fans, opening for prominent artists such as Lil Durk, Vado, and French Montana. She's also been featured on Global Grind, Vibe, This Is 50, and many more blogs following her critically acclaimed mixtape, The Evil Queen. She featured the likes of hip-hop heavyweights such as Judicus and the late Jinx Drugs. The rising star has been featured on Black Men, Rhymes and Dimes, and Hip Hop Weekly magazines. She's also been streamed on stations across the country, from New York to Seattle. With a string of releases on the horizon and a firm standing at number 58 on the top 150 indie artists, Anna Baby is sure to continue climbing up the hip-hop charts with no signs of putting her foot on the brakes. In 2019, Anna Baby released a record with Chris Brown called Gotta Have It All. Show Me Love is a banger Anna Baby has released, and her fans are loving it. Show Me Love is currently placed gold on the Billboard. So that is our guest tonight, and she will be joining me shortly. I just sent a text to my people, and now I'm just waiting to hear back. So we'll get to her momentarily here. But let's talk about other things in the news while we're waiting on her to come home. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. There was a little bit of confusion. Give me 1 second here. All right. We're all good. No big deal. All right, so anyway, while we're waiting on her to jump on, let's go to In the News. Do you want... I'm not going to talk about that. Yeah, there's really nothing going on in the news today. Thank God. That's what I like to hear. When there's nothing going on, that's my jam. There was some stuff on there about a review for Bill and Ted's new movie. There was some other stuff on there, but nothing of significance. I'm lost without the guest. Y'all can laugh at me all you want, whatever. I don't care. I have fun. And she'll be on shortly. People. So anyway. Yeah. Let me do this. Let's just talk about Bill and Ted for a second while we're waiting on Anna Baby. All right, this comes courtesy of IGN. After a nearly 30-year absence, Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan are back for a more wacky adventures through time and a long-awaited Bill and Ted Face the Music. Now, here's my question. You know, I'm sure this is going to be funny and, you know, quirky, like, you know, the nostalgia from, you know, the 90s, you know, whatever, you know, it was. But my question is, what are they going to do about George Carlin? He was such an integral part of that movie. So I'm wondering how they're going to do, you know, that. I mean, Death is back, you know, but I'm really kind of curious to see what they do with, you know, George Carlin's Rufus. So apparently, Kristen Shaw is going to be playing a surrogate for George Carlin, according to this review. Should be interesting. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments here what y'all think. Oh wait, Anna Baby's in the comments. She's on the wrong link. She's on the YouTube link here. Apparently there was some crossing of the everything here. I love confusion. Makes for an interesting time. Let's see where she's at. Ah, there she is. All right. Let me go ahead and get her on here. Hey.
What's going on, Suck It Podcast? What's happening? I'm sorry. It's a storm going on out here, so it was just messing with the whole Wi-Fi and the connection and everything.
Oh, that's fine.
That's
But yeah, plus you had the wrong link, and that's all good. It happens.
okay, cool. What's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't complain, you know.
Where are you at right now that we're getting such a bad storm?
Right now I'm in New York City.
Ah,
You know, I guess this is a little bit of Hurricane Laura that's up here.
okay, gotcha. You must have skipped over me because I'm in Virginia. I ain't getting nothing.
Oh, word?
It's like 100 degrees outside today. It sucks today. So,
Oh, I love Virginia. Shout out VA.
that's right. I love it here too. I'm right outside of DC, so
Oh, word?
yeah.
I just went out to VA. What was it? New Kent. I was just out in New Kent, Virginia.
Okay.
And can you hear me? I'm sorry.
No, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm about to say, I hear DMX in the background, so I know you can hear. I know I can hear you.
You hear DMX in the background. Yeah, you know I'm over here. I'm ex-girl. You know I love DMX. I always have music playing for inspiration and stuff.
So, what kind of music has inspired you? Obviously DMX, but what is some of your biggest influences?
Well, let's see. Who's my biggest influence? You know, Beyonce is somebody that always influences me. I like a lot of classic music that I know is just like timeless, and this is the stuff that my mother always put me on to. But like Beyonce is somebody that I always look up to. Rihanna is somebody I look up to. I think Cardi is killing the game right now. Biggie is somebody who inspired me. So, I mean, usually if it's hot music, I guess. As long as it's hot music, is always a good thing. It's inspirational.
That's good. So, how did you get your start? What was your road to where you're at today? Can you hear me?
I think my connection keeps going in and out. I'm sorry. Let me try to turn the.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, what was your path to get where you are today?
Well, you know, I come from Harlem. I was raised in Harlem, and then was discovered in the Bronx, and I started running around in the Bronx, going to studios and things like that with French Montana and the Coke Boys, and just being a knucklehead and just being introduced to the whole hip hop life, and just having a song with Jada Kiss. And my first single was off my first mixtape called Evil Queen, and it was called Turned Up. And that was something that led me here where I'm now with new management. You know, as time progresses, things, develop. And now I'm with a new management, Megatron, who assisted me in getting a song called Gotta Have It All with Chris Brown. You know, I just feel like I've been on such an elevated, process of just finding myself and just finding my sound musically, which brings me to Show Me Love, which is my most recent single that I put out. And I'm so happy for it. I'm just like, doing everything I can to express myself and show love and receive love. And I'm just all about love right now.
So, what was it like working with Chris Brown?
It was dope. I mean, just first getting a phone call and saying that like you get to have a song with Chris Brown and you get clearance and it's going through, and it's like, me, I'm like like I said, I'm from Harlem. I'm not thinking anything of like what's happening or what I could be. I'm just going to the studio and making music. So when I'm hearing that, like, oh, you have this opportunity, like I'm sweating breaks. I'm feeling like, oh my God, can I do it? Like, will I impress them? Like, what's going to happen? So when I finally got the song, we heard the song, I wasn't able to actually be in the studio with him, but we did most of our stuff over the phone, over conferences and stuff like that. And it was just inspiring to like know that somebody of his caliber is willing to work with me. You know what I'm saying? And willing to, take his time out and like see something in me. You know what I'm saying? So from there, we put the song together, and the song was released out in Belgium, and it went #1 on iTunes. And it was just like, I just wish I could get this love in the States. And from there, we just wanted to kind of bring it over to the States and, try to go from there. But working with Chris Brown, I mean, it's a dream come true, really. Honestly, there's not enough ways to express it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I
All
can.
right.
I'm sorry if my connection is like
No, that's
so
fine.
poor.
That's fine. So you guys did stuff remotely. You guys weren't in the studio together?
Yeah, everything was remote.
Okay. So what was it? So what was that experience like? Forget the whole Chris Brown experience.
Right.
Working with somebody, trying to play off each other and not being in the exact same spot.
Right,
I mean,
right.
that alone has got to be a chore.
An experience, right?
Yeah. So what was that
Which it
like?
was.
Yeah.
Your intuition is right. It was an experience because I am used to, being in a studio with an artist and we being able to, vibe off of each other. But, Chris is in LA, I'm in New York. It's really hard to, be able to get, go back and forth. And also with scheduling, it's just not as easy as, people would make it out to be. So in my experience, it was just a matter of, okay, what can we do that can make it a win-win situation for everybody? And that was the best thing to do. But there were times where it was frustrating. Like, I had to do like 3 or 4 takes of the song. Every time I would send a song in, he would send it back like, yeah, not that one, not that one. And just usually those things are done in the studio. That's when you vibe with people, and that's when oh, not that take, do the take again, whatever. But it was like kind of having that studio experience out of the studio.
Gotcha.
So, but in the end, it ended up working for me because when I sent the first version, I thought this was the version. Like, okay, I put my heart, sweat, and tears in this. This is the verse that's going to go. Like I said, he sent it back. He was like, no, it's not. We went through this process about 3 or 4 times, and it really started playing on my ego and playing on like who I am. Like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I, get this done? And I felt like right when I was about to give up, where it was like, you know what? If he doesn't like this last one, then it's over. I don't know what else to do. And it just, that's when it came back. Like, no, this is it. This is the one we're gonna go with. All green lights go, and it's been like a journey ever since. Like, I've been on cloud 9 ever since.
Well, I mean, I guess, in a situation like that, when you're working with somebody like Chris Brown, perfection is key.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what did you learn from that? I mean, especially having to do, 4 different times and, him coming back and each different time saying, nope. What? I mean, I know it said it weighed on your ego. Obviously, it's going
right.
But at the same time, when he's trying to sit there pushing you to be your best,
right.
I mean, did you get that sense at all, or what was it like on that end?
Eventually I did, because it's a humbling experience. Like I said, when you're an underground artist and you're working in the tadpole like arena that you are, like on the shore, like when you're when you're a big shark in the small pond or whatever, like you've done it all. You feel like the perfectionist, you feel like whatever, but it's that moment and threshold when you get to like the big leagues or you get to like the professional status where you see, oh, this is where the real work comes into play. And it's not this like willy-nilly shenanigans. Like it's real, like it's a real production. Like people really, spend time on each lyric, on each bar. Like they really, put their time and then they invest their energy in this or whatever. So you really have to take it more seriously. So that was something that was instilled in me, to not take it for granted, number one, and not take advantage of it. Like really be present in the moment. And then also find my own voice, because as a woman, I just felt like I'm not like here to just chase clout. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Chris Brown. I love everything that he stands for musically. And I love, who he is as a person. So I'm taking in his feedback genuinely, person to person. Like, okay, this is coming from somebody who's been there, who's done that. You know what I'm saying? So let me really take this in, especially if this is where I'm trying to go, eventually at some point I'm trying to reach my goals. So really let me take this in and let me get out of my way of trying to like sabotage myself. Because sometimes people can do that, where it's like, I don't know, maybe they get scared of their own success and stuff like that, and they don't take the teachings that people are giving them because they feel like they know it all. And I've been there in that moment too, where I felt like I knew it all. Like, you can't tell me nothing. I'm the one. I know what it is. Like I said, it played on my ego the first 2 times he sent it back to me. Like, what? I'm freaking hot out here. Like, he don't know who I am. Like, I'm running the Bronx out here. Like, da 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 da. Like, I'm ready to go off or whatever and throw the whole baby out with the bathwater because I feel like I'm this person in this tadpole. But it's like, are you trying to be the shark in the tadpole, or are you trying to swim with the big fish in the ocean? Like, what are you trying to do? So, basically, step up. And I appreciated it, I guess. Yeah, I appreciated it.
So how do you feel now about it?
I still appreciate it, and I still carry it on. I feel like, if anything, that's something that I would hope to pass on to other people too. Like, and I hope that I'm still disciplined enough to carry that information with me as I move forward. Because, like I said, I want to carve my own lane out as, Anna Baby. I know that in this day and age, there's so many females out now, and it's a good opportunity, to create that lane and get in there. But again, when you're a fish in a big pond in the big ocean, it's a lot of fishes going on. So what is going to make you, special or stand out? And I'm just trying to, carve my lane. I'm just trying to carve my little coral. I'm just trying to get to my little bank, my little shore.
So now that you've worked with Chris Brown and the people that you've worked with, do you still consider yourself underground?
I do, because I feel like I still haven't made it to where I want to go. And until I actually get to a place where, I could get my mother a crib, I could, have financial freedom, and, I can also use my platform to really make a difference in our communities and our society, where it's not just me benefiting from the work I've done, then I'll feel like, okay, I'm the one, because I won, like I really got there. But until then, I feel like I'm still in the hood. I'm still doing what I got to do. I'm living good, but I'm still in the hood, and I appreciate that because it keeps me grounded,
Yeah. So let's go back to the beginnings, because this is where I love to get to know who the real person is. So you grew up in the Bronx, right? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yo, it keeps freezing. I'm
Okay.
so cold. I'm such a cold chick. It keeps freezing.
All right. All right, so we're good now. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So let's start at the beginning. Okay. Because this is the part of the interview where we get to know you as the person.
Let's go.
So you grew up in the Bronx, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I grew up in,
So what was that like for you? Because everyone has different experiences coming out of the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
So what was yours?
It wasn't easy. I had to really, work for everything I had. I feel like I had to fight for everything I had. I'm biracial. So being Black and Puerto Rican, there were times where I wasn't Black enough for my Black friends, and there was times I wasn't Spanish enough for my Spanish friends. And then there was times I was fighting my Spanish friends and then fighting my Black friends. Like, why do I have to go through this? Like, why do I feel like I always have to prove myself to be myself? You know what I'm saying? And then it's just the streets, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is when you grow up from the mud, when you grow up from nothing and you're trying to make yourself into something. There's just things that you have to fight for. It's just, survival of the fittest out here. So just finding your way to navigate and get through. And that was mainly my experience. But there was a lot of good that I learned. I remember, a lot of times just sprinklers open and everybody just kind of like what we're doing now. It's funny how the quarantine has everybody on the street, curbside, like drinking and hookah in and doing their thing. Because I'm like, I feel like this is what we kind of was doing back in the day. Like, but why can't we just do it with no hate? Like, why we can't just be happy and have love and shit? Sorry, excuse me.
You can say whatever the fuck you want. You're fine.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
This is an uncensored program, ma'am.
All right.
So, with all the adversity that you were fronted with, did you ever, at any point in time, consider going the negative route? Because, I mean,
What's
gangs,
negative?
Well,
What is negative?
gang.
Because in this life, when you are part of like doing what you got to do, like what's negative when that's the best choice you have to make in that moment, if that's the only choice you have, you know?
Correct, and I'm not saying that it's, you know, maybe I chose my words wrong.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever consider, you know, going in the route of gangs or drugs or anything else like that, or did you always stay true to yourself?
I mean, I've always stayed true to myself. I've always felt like I've been an influencer since I've been young. I mean, like I said, when you grow up in the hood, you have those things surrounding you.
Correct.
So it's hard not to be affiliated or to be like, oh, I see, you know, I see what's going on. But I never wanted to be like committed to anything because like I'm such a free spirit that like nobody could really tell me what to do. I've been in situations where like, oh, let me go and be a bartender. And they're like, oh, well, you can do other things to get some tips and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, well, maybe I don't need to be a bartender. Maybe I could go work for Dunkin' Donuts and I could still get this dough because maybe that's not gonna work for me. Yeah. So like, I mean, there's moments and times where you have to make your choices. You got, you know, those always happen. That's just life.
Yeah, of course it is. Um, so now what led you to being, the rapper that you are, the musician that you are?
Mm-hmm.
After everything that you went through, what led to this point right now?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I come from a musical background. Like, you know, my sister, her name is Talia Cole. She's a singer. She's technically like the first person who discovered me because like she was reading my diary. And it was something that was like just therapy for me to just write my feelings down or whatever. But, you know, being my big sister, she's like making sure I'm good and everything and just checking on me. So she's reading my diary and she sees that there's rhymes in there. And she's like, yo, you know, rap this. Let me see what's going on. And when I rapped it, she was like, I'm booking a studio. Like, we're going to start this up right now. So, you know, I always give props to her and just that type of motivation and support I've always had from my family. I've always had, you know, from friends, you know, keeping that foundation around. And that's always pushed me to still be like, I don't know, I guess assertive, if that's, I guess, like use my voice and like speak up for myself. And
Yeah.
then that just turned into music. I guess people like DMX, you know what I'm saying? Hearing DMX for the first time, it was like, oh shit, like I think I could be, you know, as a female, I could be somebody who's outspoken and can represent, not for women, just for anybody who was experiencing my experience, you know. So that was where it came from, and that's how I got here.
So, one of the things that I've noticed in the last couple of years, and it's not just in rap or R&B, it's in rock, it's in country, it's in all genres of music, where this massive, reach of women have just come in and just started kicking ass.
Right.
What do you attest to that?
I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it's about time. About time. We've been waiting around for this. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. I think it's something new for everybody else because of stuff like Instagram. You think it's happening now. Like, oh, this is something new. It just happened. Like, no, girls been out here. They've been rapping. They've been holding it down. They've been around. They've been, you know, putting things together forever, since forever. So you're just having more of those platforms that are built for you to see more of that happening. And then I think, you know, if it's working and it's moving, why not sign it? Like, why not, you know, get a bag, make it happen?
Why now do you think this is happening as far as the women's movement goes? Why do you think it's happening now?
Well, besides Instagram, I know that like I feel like Cardi had a big influence in that. You know, she was somebody who was the queen of Instagram, from my understanding and my recollection. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like she was able to use that media to really propel herself into other avenues to really boss up and level up. And that's something that's just amazing to do. A lot of people, you know, when they talk about women, they always want to talk about the negative aspect of why, oh, they got on because of this, because she did this, or because she did that. Like, no, you don't know why the fuck what happened. Like this person could have been making it happen since whenever or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just because of what you're recognizing now or whatever. From my own experience, you know, I know this to be true. You know, because I've been there where it was like, oh, I dropped records, or I've done this and I've had views and I've had stuff like that. And it's like, okay, well, because I didn't post it or I didn't have that on, nobody saw it. So nobody like did the tree. What is the saying? If you didn't hear the tree drop in the forest, I probably smoked it. I don't know. But
I love that. I'm gonna use
you
that
know.
one. I'm taking that one. That's good.
You got it. But something to that effect, where it was like that was what was happening. And I think Cardi was able to open up that lane, and she's still been somebody, like, I commend her for that. Like, I commend that she's used all of her platforms and all of her, I guess, ways of being to like bring some awareness to this, to what it could be, where we can be. That it could be a Wop House, shit. It could be a Waffle House. Like, let's go to the Waffle House, then the Waffle House. I'm sorry, I'm a foodie. I talk about
fine.
food a lot.
That's fine. Because the Wop House sounds fun.
That's what I'm trying to do, right? Right.
Let's go to the Wop House and let's go to the Waffle House.
Right.
Okay, I'm down.
So definitely shout out to X, and then her being from the X too. You know what I'm saying? That's something I can't, not look at. I think that was something that also helped put New York on the map. So shout out to Cardi, what she's doing, and shout out to all the women that's making it happen. Like, that's a dope thing.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's not just rap and R&B. It's all the genres. I mean, women right now are just kicking ass as far as music goes. And I'm absolutely loving it, because some of the stuff that these women are putting out, including yourself, are just making a statement that needed to be made for a whole long time, and I'm glad it's finally happening.
Good. I'm glad it's finally being received. That's something that also resonates with me. Like, yeah, now I feel like I'm reaching out to people, and people are, they're receiving my love. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, and that's what it's all about. I mean, music is a form of love. Music, drives unity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, lots of people hate rock. Lots of people hate rap. Lots of people hate R&B. But the thing about it is, when everyone will gather at a concert, regardless of whether or not they want they like the music or not, just for the sake of the unity and the getting together with people, or just for the sake of getting together and drinking or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, music is music. Going to a festival or a concert is nothing like listening to music in your car. And when you go to a concert and you see a sea of people, and you see every race, every color, every gender, and there's no hate at all.
Right.
That's right
the
there.
Beauty.
That
That's
is the beauty of music.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So what? Now that you're kind of stuck in quarantine, like everybody else,
right?
What are your plans? I mean, do you plan on doing anything virtually? Are you going to release some more music? I mean, what are you going to do to make sure that you keep punching your fans in the face?
Yeah. Well, I'm getting these boxing gloves, and I'm
just punching hard.
No, the flood is about to begin. We're going to be dropping a mixtape soon. Like I said, I'm signed with Megatron. Shout out Megatron. Shout out Plugstar, Social Club. They're helping me, put my mixtape together. We finally decided on a name. It's going to be called Megatron Presents Animus Prime. And I have a couple of tracks on that I hope, will definitely show people my range. Basically, I'm trying to step out of my box. I got some international stuff on there. I got some poppy things on there. I got some trappy things on there, just to really show from where I came from my first mixtape. That's coming out this fall. I also just I just did a video with St. Pierre. My sister, also Talia Coles. We did a video for my next song called J-Lo, a homage to New York and a homage to riding on the 6, girl, because me and you both, girl, we both on this 6, child. And just to give homage to, the women that came before me too, that like, I feel like they still holding it down. There's still like a torch that's ahead of us, letting us know that like, you could do this too, baby girls. Like, y'all can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit of a homage to that, homage to where I grew up from. So I can't wait to drop that. A lot of things that's going to be coming out. So, and when we get out of quarantine, then I can get back on the stage and I can really get to where I need to go.
So with everything that you just said and everything we've been talking about up to this point, what's your feelings on everything that's going on in the world, or specifically this country? With the whether it be the Black Lives Matter movement or whatever the case might be, what is your feelings on the state of America as a whole right now?
How do I feel of the state of America? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
what was that?
yeah, no, exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. How do you feel? The state of America is in. What do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, see, I'm a Pisces, so I'm gonna just let you know that the universe is definitely in a retrograde right now. You understand? And things are definitely out of whack. Things are definitely, here and there, and it's hard to even put your finger on the state of it because we've got elections right around the corner, and anybody watching, anybody who sees this, please vote, vote, vote. I don't care what party you're with, what party you're for. At least just going in there and using your voice to vote says something, because I believe firmly in standing for something, or you fall for anything. So stand for something, like whatever it is that you support, but just don't not do anything, because not making a choice is making a choice and giving your power up, so that's something that I feel America, we need to handle. There's a lot of restructuring and reprogramming that needs to happen, because it's like somewhere down the line we forgot it that we're supposed to be the United Nations, and I'm just praying for that moment where we can get back to that.
I love what you just said. That whole that whole United Nations comment.
Yeah.
That right there, because I had a very similar conversation last night with my guest from yesterday, Kay Rose, and her and I kind of came to a consensus that whether it's Black Lives Matter or mental health matters or LGBTQ lives matter, whatever the case might be, it's there's too much separation with those statements, and even with the all lives matter, it's a separation. But when it comes down to it, it's Americans matter,
Right.
and that's what I think we're all missing the point on. There's great commercials that are saying, we can't have all lives matter until Black Lives Matter. That's 100% correct. I agree with that. But at the same time, we can't have all lives matter until Americans matter. What my brothers and sisters and your brothers and sisters, and because we're all freaking family in this crazy world. What until we can be one unit as Americans, we're never gonna get out of this rut.
Right.
I mean, am I right on that by saying that, or you think I'm wrong on that?
I feel like what you're saying is easier said than done.
Correct.
So that's why it can't just be a full on, yeah, that's the answer. Because but you are warm. I agree on a lot of things that you're saying, because it's like, I just believe that it's gonna take a lot of time. It's not something that's gonna happen overnight. No success happens overnight. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care in any arena. I don't care in any campaign or any politics or any, I don't know, disagreement or agreement that's going on, and no success can happen overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of communication. It's going to take a lot of compassion and empathy, and really having to step outside of who we think we are and having that empathy for our neighbor, regardless of whatever is going on. And that just takes a lot of discipline. That takes a lot of, digging deep and soul searching. So, I always pray for peace on earth. I don't know the answers. I can just offer therapy to people. Me, myself, going to therapy, it took a long time for me to be able to express that and even have to mention that, because you always think like, well, what does this mean? Or what does that mean? Or I'm not crazy, or I'm not this. It's just a notion of being able to understand whatever your triggers are, being compassionate to other people's triggers, and hopefully leading with that love that you want to receive, and it sounds cliche again. In theory, it sounds amazing, but in practicality, when you are dealing, and the reason why I say therapy, because in practicality, when you're dealing with such a different range of people, like you said, from races to genders to disorders, to cultures, it's like, where do you put the pinpoint of what is right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? We're just
Yep.
all trying to get along as a human race. It's just a human race. When you can see me as another human that sheds blood too, then I think that's when we can get to a better understanding. And I really hope for that in the future, because I like to believe in the brighter side of things and look at, the silver lining of things.
Me too. And, and that's how I look at things too. I mean, and that's one of the main reasons why I started this show was to open people's eyes to, the problems with society. And,
Yeah.
One of my biggest things that I preach on this show is mental health. I'm a bipolar person, with severe anxiety who has survived 2 suicide attempts. So,
Congratulations for your survival.
well, thank you.
I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that. Music actually pulled me out.
Helped you
Surprisingly.
through that, right?
It really did.
Right.
That's no joke either.
I believe you.
Yeah. But so, for someone like me to constantly have to turn on the news and, especially in the, position I'm in as far as being in the media, it just pisses me off, and, like last night, I had to, to speak up because I hate talking politics.
Right.
And, I like joking about it.
Right.
Because it's fun, but I
Right.
don't like talking about it.
Right.
Yeah. So like Tuesday night, Tiffany Trump, Trump's forgotten daughter, came out and did a speech talking about how, this country is all about religious equality and it's a place for, dreamers and people that everyone has their own opinion and blah, 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 blah. And, talking about how if you believe in all these stuff, then you're a Donald Trump supporter. But yet at the same time, we're also talking about the same president that, blocked Muslims from coming to this country.
Right.
We're also talking about the same, president that has taken away transgender rights.
Right.
We're talking about the same president that has done all this, hate, filled speech, whether it be making fun of
Right.
an impaired journalist with this little, thing that he did years ago, but whatever the case might be. And it just upsets me that, we're having to deal with this and all this stuff that we have to worry about is divided on party lines.
Right.
Why does it have to be like that? I mean, and so we can't even, people like me can't even come to our own, opinion because we're so stressed out with, the lies and who's right, who's wrong, or what side are we on, and and we can't even get our shit together.
Right.
So how can we expect, the country to come together when,
Right, as a whole.
yeah,
Right.
it's upsetting. And my anxiety and my disorder has been way out of whack this
Out
last
of
couple
whack,
months.
right.
I mean, it just sucks. It really does.
Right, right.
So I try to use my voice as the most positive way I can. So, with that being said, how do you want to use your voice to get the message that you want to get across done?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can always follow me on my gram. I always try to connect with people, and I've actually started a live show also to use my platform to engage with artists that feel like they need an outlet to talk about whatever it's called. Let's talk about. On top of the music, I usually like to use the music as a way for me to, express myself. And, hopefully if it's just even one person that I can relate to that says, oh, I get where she's coming from, or that just made me feel better, when I could go work out and listen to her music, like that lets me know that, I've done something, or at least I've affected somebody or impacted somebody. So like, hopefully that'll continue to transcend it and continue, because I mean, a smile is contagious. If you're in a good mood, is very likely that you can pass that good mood on to other people. It's energy. It's all a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Everything is about a vibe, or at least that's where my conscience comes from, that everything is all a vibe. So I like to shift my mind to thinking, like I said, on the better side. And it's not always easy. Sometimes you have to affirm it to yourself and reaffirm and reassure yourself to get there. But if I'm in a better state, or if I'm trying to do what I can to keep myself in a healthy state, which is, therapy, mental, physical, eating better, things like that, that's just like, I feel like are going to put me in the best position that I can be in, then hopefully that'll transcend. And like I said, a smile will be contagious, and hopefully I can make somebody else's day a better day. But I mean, I'm not God, I can't do but so much. I'm human too. I got things going on too. So it's so much that I can do. And I try my best to, visit, change.org wherever I go. I try to inform people, like I said, to vote and just not just advise, but encourage and be an example if I can, not just preach it, but like actually, do it and be willing to be vulnerable to let people see me do it. So that way, they know that it like life is real, not just the struggle, just life is real, because what COVID showed me is that you can be in the best possible position of what you think success is. And if a pandemic comes, the whole boat sinks. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. So if you don't shift your mind into seeing what's more valuable in life and what really has that substance, you'll be stuck on material things. And I think those material things will continue to bring, I don't know, like trouble to your heart, really, at the end of the day. And that's where a lot of people come from. They come from that trouble in heart and they project it on other people. And it's a long rabbit hole down the lane, So it's just one person at a time, I guess. Be the difference, I guess. So I try to be the difference and things like that I try to do as I go and learn more. The more that I know, the more I can show and be there for people.
Wow.
Sorry, I talked your head off. Okay.
No. That was some pretty powerful shit. That was good stuff. I applaud you on that.
Thanks. It's my therapy. I'm telling you, it's my therapy. I'm telling you. Jill Apalato, anybody needs her number, my therapist, she's dope.
I just want to call you and, have you be my therapist. You just made my day.
Oh. No, you made it for me.
Damn. Girl, you got something special. Let me just tell you. So when can we expect Animus Prime? Because, by the way, that is the greatest album name ever.
Thank
my
you.
God.
You definitely can expect it very soon. I want to drop it by Halloween.
Okay.
So I'll be keeping, everybody posted. Like I said, you can follow me at The Real Anna Baby. I'm going to be, keeping everyone posted of what's coming up and what's going on, be vlogging and letting people know about that too. So just sharing as much of me as I possibly can along this journey.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
When that drops, I want to listen to it. I want to bring you back, and we're gonna review it together.
Definitely, I'll send you some pieces before it drops too, so you get some exclusives.
Absolutely. You've got my contact information, so definitely hit me up on Instagram or whatever, and send me that stuff, and I'll promote the crap out of it because people like you deserve to be heard, and I want to make sure that it happens.
I appreciate that, and people like you help people like me, so that's why we are a team.
That's right. We're all a team. And I love what I do because of people like you. So thank you.
We each other's people. I got you. Suck It Podcast. I feel you.
That's right. Where we tell the world to just suck it. That's exactly what we're doing.
I love it.
That's what we're all about here.
I hear that.
All right. Well, Anna, baby, I'm going to tell you what. Like I said, you're an amazing woman. And you got something special in you. And I cannot wait to see.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I just want to shout out VA real fast. Shout out 6'4" Stacking Up Entertainment. Megatron in the building. Thank you so much, Suck It Podcast, again.
No problem. We'll talk to you soon.
Definitely.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break. What a great lady she was, man. That's just good stuff right there. All right. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break. And then when I come back, we got Foglings. Be right back. Guys, ever wonder how I get this manly beard looking so good? It's all because of Viking Revolution. And at Viking Revolution, not only can you get some great beard balms, but you can also get some great beard oils, as well as some awesome quick shower pads, which helps prevent you stanking up after the gym. Also, these great wet wipes, which help prevent, stanking after going doo-doo. And also some pomades and some other great products, all at Viking Revolution. So do yourself a favor, go to dcproductions.com/sponsors, click on the banner, and get yourself some of these great products. Viking Revolution. Join the revolution. And links. Oh, wait. There we go. And links are down there below in the YouTube video, or if you're listening tomorrow on the podcast, it's links in the bio of the podcast. All right, so who's ready for some music? I need some music in my life. So, without further ado, please welcome to the show, the Foglings. Hey, man.
Hey, you can hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
That's the new thing for 2020. Is my mute on? That's what I hear my 6-year-old say. I hear everybody saying that. I love it. The 6-year-olds. I think your mute's on. That's the thing.
All right, man.
All right.
The stage is yours. Have a good one.
Road trip out of season. We're all rolling into town. Lines on the highway pull me onward. Lines of thinking draw me down. Another hungover Sunday, slumped on top of those before. Silence contemplating me as the answers sprout up questions more and more. As tight as I was glued to you.
All right, we still cooking over there.
Hey, can you turn down your bass just a little bit?
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No, that was good, man. Thank you.
All right. All right, this next song's called Polyurethane. It's about, you might like it, man, actually. It's about mental health and loss and trying to look on the bright side of things and skateboarding. All those things. Maybe one other thing, but mostly those things. Hurried weaving, and the word click-clack of polyurethane. Never imagined we'd live this long, young immortals and then gone. Too late until I saw the lines that changed. You were alone, but I have no right to know. All snapshots now, out of frame. Like stories your sister told, in a painting's out, something beautiful grows, that remains. The distance of fairness, share some blame. The love for genetics, I guess. Yeah, we all took all the risks. Some landed it assumed you did the same. I'm singing to myself, 'cause I know hell. Half a Greek is selfish, and the stronger side of guilt. I'm sorry I didn't try, just lost track of time. To the sounds of wheels on concrete echoing. I hope you were alone, but I have no right to know. All snapshots now, out of frame. Like stories sister told, in a painting's eye, something beautiful grows. What remains? Something beautiful from what remains. Something beautiful grows from what remains.
Is that bass better? Is that bass better? This next song's called Peter. I never know when to stop. Peter Pumpkin Eater. But it's like the extension of that really fucked up nursery rhyme. It's the whole song about it.
Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. Put her in a pumpkin shell and there he kept her very well. Peter,
Lord, this is Peter. I know it's been a while, but I fear something horrible has been done to my wife. Sure, I suspected something. The boys laughed at the silver, so I gotta go now. My wife will be missing me soon. How did I think? Is any real danger inside? I was staying home, you know, making sure she was alright. I hadn't seen her in days. I think that she went away, but I'm thinking she got stolen. Lord, please let me know that she's safe. I had a terrible dream, all been read before, black cat. God knows love is rotting in the sun, only you know why. Hear that pumpkin patch. I'm a sound unhinged, but I had that feeling again. I'm in a garden that's grass, roots and vines all alive. I don't want to get too close. Reach out and grab a hold of me out of their world. The sharpened fingernail. Terrible dream, it all went red before black, and God knows love is rotting in the sun, only you know why. Near that pumpkin patch. Near that pumpkin patch. This next one is it's a Nine Inch Nails song. So one of my favorites. to see if I still feel a focus on the pain. The only thing that's real, a needle that tears a hole. The old familiar sting, try to kill it all the way, but I remember everything. Have I become my sweetest friend? Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you can have it all. My empire of good, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. Wear this crown of shit upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feeling disappears. You want someone else, and I am still right here. Have I become my sweetest friend? Everyone I know goes away in the end. You can have it all. My empire of good, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, million miles away, I will keep my soul. I will find a way. This is called John. It's like about a guy that doesn't age and kind of like is a real grump. You're looking much older in the day. The weight of all you see, drift alone. You find zone, reaching for reflections of a smile, the hazy lines of dreams. Hey, John.
without its face. Of your face, worn out watching as things roll. Her grief breaks a piece, slow. Memories stretch, warfare and love and all, dragging us to the deep, barely awake. We hope to slow things, searching for solutions in the sky, the patterns in the bone, but not the wounds, puzzling holes. We become through looking glass of shrink inside, self-portraits of our unknowns. Each This next one is a David Bowie cover who we lost to some other plane. But I really wanted to say we're missing, this is really Fogling, because I'm missing Jeff, who plays guitar and really does a lot of the songwriting and everything. And so he is here in spirit and in programming. But we just released a video for this, so you can hear us in our better form with Jeff playing guitar. But I'll do my best, and this is "Man Who Sold the World" by David Bowie. Passed upon the stairs, spoke a wasn't when, although I wasn't there. He said he was my friend, which came as a surprise. I spoke into his eyes, I thought you were dying alone. A long time ago. Who knows? Not me. I
I laughed and shook his hand and made my way back home. I searched for foreign land. For years and years I roamed against the whisper and all the millions here we must have died alone. Lost control. Your pain, so pain, with me and soul the world. One more cover and then I'll close it out with another one we wrote. This here is Sufjan Stevens' song, Flint, for Flint, Michigan. 1st of June. Lost my job and lost my room. I pretend to try, even if I try alone. Even if I try alone. Forgot the start. Use my hands to use my heart. I try alone. Even if I die alone. Alright, this song is about microscopic computers being inserted to your brain and religion.
The brain has been shown to accept and produce machines, stem cells, drugs, and electrodes, cells from other species. Evolution conserves things that work. We have a concept brain with different ages and different parts. Visit us back in the bottom, still human at front and top. It's a brain for frequency, and a brain to fallbacks, human brain to take it over. Sense your senses, mental paranoid, the reptile, the primitive parts of your brain chain, fight to kill, find no in between. And forgotten place your space, your freedom to roam wild in a world that almost died and was reborn, dormant in jewelry made of bonds you wrap in place. Pray for me. I'm going down the system. I see you when I see you. Despite the things I've said, all the things I've done, I hope to see you again.
sure God, our God, if we'd admit to something so abstract. There's a crack in everything. So goes the anthem and the light. Where it goes, the smallest life grows. For me, or whatever the hell you do, I'm going down system. I see you when I see you. Despite the things I've said, all the things I'm gonna hope to see you again. For having me, and thanks to Anna Baby. I really enjoyed hearing your perspective, and enjoyed your track that I listened to before joining tonight. That's all I got.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, no problem. I appreciate you. All right. Well, what a night this has been. You know, Anna Baby was amazing. Please check her out and on all the good stuff that she's got coming out. And definitely, oh, wait, hold on. Anyway, so please make sure you check her out and check out the Foglings on, you know, their stuff right now. Check them out on Instagram or anywhere else you can get their music, Spotify, everywhere else. They're available everywhere. But definitely check out everybody here that you've seen tonight. And then come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West, where I will have the amazingly talented Bashir Hogue on the show. That should be an interesting and fun conversation. That man has got some talent. So please come back tomorrow and check out Bashir Hogue right here on Suck It Podcast. So please, everybody have a great rest of your night. Stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay fucking heavy. Peace.